देखा हमने पाया शिव भोला भगवान।
कितना मीठा कितना प्यारा शिव भोला भगवान। शिव भोला भगवान।
अभी पास हो लेकिन फुल पास नहीं फेल नहीं हो पास लेकिन एक है पास दूसरा है फुल पास और तीसरा है पास विद ऑनर। तपस्या वर्ष में कम से कम अगर पास विद ऑनर थोड़े बने तो फुल पास तो सभी बन सकते हैं। और फुल पास होने के लिए सबसे सहज साधन है जो भी कोई पेपर आते और इस तपस्या वर्ष में भी पेपर आएंगे, ऐसे नहीं आएंगे, लेकिन पेपर समझ के पास करो। बात को बात नहीं समझो, पेपर समझो।
Om Shanti. Avyak signals inculcate the power of being fearless and make your stage unshakable, immovable, and constant. All of you are alokik, not of this world. You are not ordinary. Ordinary people will come into upheaval and be afraid. Alokik souls, who are master almighty authorities, will remain busy in their task of world benefit while watching the play. Now, all the elements of nature will cause a lot of upheaval everywhere. The means of safety in this upheaval is to make yourself bodiless, to go beyond the consciousness of the body and become soul conscious in a second. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. Today's day 28. Zeal and enthusiasm, the flying stage. Always look at the specialities of everyone. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Okay, everyone is well? Yes? Yes? Very good. I can see everyone is well and very alert. One of the natural practice, or we can call it habit, is to look at your own self. Because that's what I find, that whenever I sit with Baba, I'm looking at Baba, but internally, I'm looking at my own self. Because when there is soul consciousness, first you look at yourself and then you look at Baba. And then you look at Baba and again look at yourself. Because in a very, very subtle way, this attention on the self helps us to just keep transforming one's own self, to stay in a very loveful, joyful, peaceful state of mind. I remember that generally when we have programs, once we were doing a big program at UN, so we were in a meeting with very high officials. So when meeting was about to start, I said, let's have a moment of silence. So at that time, there were 4 assistant secretary generals. So one was very friendly, said, but what one moment will do, or what 1 second or 1 minute will do. So we said, well, let's do it. Yeah. And then we will talk about it. So he started observing internally silence. He said, but it's quite a lot. It really takes a lot to be in silence even for a minute. Minute has 60 seconds, and how many thoughts could come in the mind. And when you want to observe silence for a minute, you feel this lot of time there. So internally, because as the clock is moving, every moment, then there are subtly, very subtly, some thoughts. But also I want to observe that from where these thoughts are coming, in the sense of, is it my sanskar, or are they thoughts connected with situations or with people? And then this observation helps the soul to see that while we are playing our part, we have to see everything. But while seeing what I am taking, it's very interesting to see what am I taking. Taking the emotions of other person, taking the responses of other person. So when Baba wants us to be full pass with honor. So I've been thinking about it. What is pass with honor? And of course, the first is to look at everything and say, well, I have to pass. And these days, any time, any situation, any kind of news, one had to become part of it. But internally remaining connected with Baba and reminding oneself of some of Baba's versions. Baba said, children, it will be okay. It will be better. Everything will be good. You have to immerse these words so that you can sustain your inner strength and stability. Not only that, but these are the moments you need power to discern also. So do you remember teachings? Do you remember Baba's principles? Do you remember your own values? Because my power to discern operates based on these things, right? Many of us, I am in midst of helping our family in California to decide on certain things. So they had been calling every hour, or what should we do? How should we do? As you know, Sister Chandru, so they have to decide on certain major things on medical grounds. And of course, doctors are there, but what would we as family could do? So it's like, so as much mind is clear with Baba, there is love, then right things emerge, right? And right thought comes, who could help? Right? So I made a contact with a Brahmin doctor. He's also very expert into the same area. I said, what you think? Could you go? And he immediately said, okay, I will go. Because we want to help, right, everyone. But seeing that also as a test paper, and also then internally not, taking anything emotionally, but as Baba said, not only see it as a paper, because it's like purely helping the soul, not the soul one, but so many souls around. And when part has to finish, a new part has to emerge. So what way I can, through my thoughts, through words, whatever way I can cooperate Baba had been using the word cooperation a lot. So, if we will not pass with honor, who is there? Someone else will come. We will pass with honor, right? Where not any traces are left, but also what we were able to do in a proper way. Benefit, Baba said. So now our homework for tomorrow is that if you look at the specialties of everyone, your zeal and enthusiasm will increase. We all are entertained in a different way, right? But Baba's children, we are entertained by looking at, listening to what other Baba's children have to do and say. So if I always look at, I always say that why Baba must have chosen this soul to play this part. Because part is given or I play based on my qualities, right? What I am good at, that part one plays. And if I start observing that, some people when they are watching movie or they are there, they enjoy some scenes which are destructive and violent and right. When I have seen some people when they are on the movie, if they are hitting each other, I see their fist, and they keep doing that too because they love that, right? But what I look at, how they compromise, how they are loving, how in the end is they win, the love is, So every soul has a beautiful way to take care or to deal with every situation. They could be challenges or they could be favors, right? And we might have difficulties with sanskars. But for me, those difficult times, I always say to myself, but this one has been chosen by Baba now. So what powers I can use so that we live happily, peacefully, even if we are very much different. And there are certain karmic accounts, they get settled without creating more. And then there is lot of love towards and respect towards each other. So tomorrow play with this and see how you entertain yourself with speciality of everyone. Appreciation, admiring, acknowledge. You will really be happy. You will really enjoy it. So our homework is to increase enthusiasm, look at the speciality of everyone. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So today is Saturday, so we'll be having chit chat from Peace Village Live. So before we do that, let's hear the experience from our Vikti team angel. And before that, I would like to go through tomorrow's program. So tomorrow is Sunday and Amritvela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. followed by meditation 6 a.m. to Sakar Hindi Murli. And then tomorrow we have a Didi coming to offer book and sharing book message. So 8 o'clock we will offer book together in Peace Village and with Avekti Parivar, followed by English Avek Murli by Mohini Didi. So that is a special opportunity for all of us, and translation will be available. Evening, 6 o'clock, meditation will start with spotlight Drishti sharing, Hindi series, English series, Avekti journey. So now I would like to invite our dear Avekti team angels, Sister Tina, who will be sharing her experience with us, and Brother Ram. So welcome, angels.
Om Shanti Mohini Didi ji, Om Shanti Mohini Didi, and Om Shanti to our dear Avekti Parivar. So today we have Sister Tina with us. We'll be sharing her experience. So as Didi shared in class that the specialities, so what I saw speciality in our Sister Tina, that whenever there is a translation, the accurate translation. So the name along with the other translation, the one name which come always is our Sister Tina. And welcome, Sister Tina. And the first question that I have for you, that as a participant since last 2 years, how was your experience with Avekti Parivar? And the second question is, as a team member, how you see that your graph, from where to where now in these 2 years. So we'd like to hear from you, sister.
Thank you, Brother Ram. And Om Shanti, dearest Mohini Didi. And Om Shanti, beloved Baba's unlimited Avyakti family. I definitely feel that being a participant of these evening gatherings is such a fortune. I feel there is increase in my fortune because I feel that one of my aims, of course I have many aims, but one of my aims was to come close to the yajna. And I feel that aim has been fulfilled because I feel when Didi shares, it's like grandma sharing stories with us of the yajna when she says, I used to see Baba and how Baba would make decision in such a situation and how Baba would, face any obstacle that would come. So it inspires us a lot, I feel. And besides coming from science and research background, from day one, we are taught two very important things. The first one is that whenever you're doing an experiment, let's say if you're following a kit or you're using an equipment or you're using an instrument, and if you get stuck and if you don't get results or if there's an error message, then they always tell us to refer back to the procedure manuals. But some of you might know the procedure manuals are quite a big book, scripture, like a booklet of 100 pages sometimes, and you don't have that much time to read through it all. And so these days, since some time now, they actually have started adding one-pager quick protocol, which has points 1, 2, 3, 4, and you just do that and you get the result. And I feel, yes, of course, Baba's Murlis are those procedure manuals, which has a lot of details, and we can get all the answers that we want to for whatever questions we might have. But Didi's 20 minute sessions or classes or sharings that she does, I feel those are like those quick protocols, where she says, do this, and then you reflect upon this, and then you practice this, and then you will get this result. So I have been practicing that throughout these 2 years. Actually, it's been 2 years and 2 months exact today. And I feel that Didi's teaching us how to churn as well, because I'll give you one example. One time I was sitting in Baba's room and Baba talked about being a bead in the rosary and being very close to his neck. And I was sitting in front of Baba and I said, Baba, I want to be that bead, but I don't know if I'll be very close to the neck. Maybe I could be 20th or 25th or 30th in rank. But then my logical intellect was thinking there is a flower bead and then there's 2 dual bead and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, logically goes to 108. If you could imagine, then I said to Baba, but 108th bead looks much closer to you than 20th or 30th bead. And, Didi on 1st or 2nd of May, I don't remember, it was first week of May this month, she touched upon that point and she asked this question to us and she said, what do you think? Would the bead be counted 1, 2, 3 from the right-hand side, or would the bead be counted 1, 2, 3 from the left-hand side? And then she said both, right? And I was like, aha, that was like a great moment for me. I was like, this makes sense, because I was saying, Baba, it's unfair. But it cannot be unfair, right? What Baba does and how the beads come. So like this, I have many such examples where jewels of knowledge are, observed in these sharings. And I am taking a lot of benefit just by listening and practicing whatever she is telling us to do. The second important aspect of science, which is of significance, is the quality of consistency. And I feel the success of Avyakti Parivar, is that Didi and Avyakti Parivar are the perfect and practical example of what consistency means. And so I feel that consistently following her sharings, learning from her and practicing whatever she's saying has helped me to consistently grow in my efforts, my Brahmin efforts that I'm making in this time period. So definitely I have gained a lot of benefit. And I really feel that, sometimes I wonder that Baba, your ocean, how will I become Master Ocean, And when I look at Didi, I feel she is that Master Ocean of knowledge. And Baba has given us that living, practical example in front of us. And I just have to observe, I just have to follow, and I just have to pick up those signals. The way she churns is just amazing. And so I'm taking a lot of benefit by being present in these evening gatherings. And now coming to your second question, being part of the Avyakti team is just a notch up, and I resonate my feelings with everyone else in the team. There are 3 main benefits I feel. Of course, I feel that I am accumulating an income. I feel that I am flying in the plane of blessings all the time, receiving a lot of good wishes. And thirdly, I feel that I have a lot of love for senior citizens, and especially the senior brothers and dadas and mothers. They do so much for us. And so if I can give that little finger of cooperation, I in whatever little way I can, I feel that that's an honor for me. It's a great thing of pleasure for me. So I take pure pride in being a team member of the Avyakti Parivar. Thank you so much. Thank you, Didi, infinite times for what you are doing and what you have been doing for all of us. Thank you.
So along with just to add on to your point, not only, the senior citizens, but everyone, at every age. If you check, we have the children who give the drishti starting from the age 5 to still, I know Dada in the Peace Village. He recently visited Boston, and even though the program is going on and other things are going on, he took out the time. And I would request sometime he will come and share his experience. And he never missed the classes, evening classes. So you can feel the easiness, the simpleness that even the 5-year kid can understand. And it is so valuable that even Dada can understand and practice that. So the third question that I have for you is, what's your practice for today, the one which you have done? So what was your experience on that? And you can also share what you have done in past month. And, since we are doing many times homework, of course, we must be promising that Didi, we will do, we'll become a, full pass, not only full pass. And Didi said recently that not only full pass with honor. So whatever may be the past, but we will do 100% from our side, and we'll become a pass with honor. So how was your experience?
I feel Didi is like that queen mother creating, heirs. So definitely, when I heard this homework yesterday, I remembered one of the senior teachers sharing that balance is the forerunner of perfection. And who doesn't want to be perfect, right? But for that, I need to bring balance. And I remembered the Murli expert from where this point came, because I think it was just last month in one of the Avyakt Murlis where Baba said that if you have a lot of bhavna without knowledge, then that can deceive you. So yes, you need bhavna, but you need knowledge. And Mohini Didi always says that you need virtues, but you need wisdom. Virtues without wisdom is really not a virtue. And so if I want this virtue of having clean heart and pure feelings and pure bhavna for everyone, then I need that virtue of balance. And so since this morning, very consciously, I've been paying a lot of attention to keeping my heart very clean, like a sacred space. And I'm very lucky, I must say, because today I am in Peace Village, but also it's Global Bhatti Day. So I was practicing a lot of silence. And I felt that, sometimes when we are in the gathering, you could see things that could actually create waste thoughts in you. And I saw something like that, but instantly I stopped myself and I did not allow that cue of waste thoughts to emerge in my mind. And I said, no, stop and see that this is Baba's child and they're doing their best, Instantly my bhavna for that whole thing changed. And whatever was there was feeling perfect according to drama. So I feel that this whole concept of bhavna really touched my heart. And a few days back, Didi said that, she defines words in such an amazing way. When she says consistency, she doesn't mean that only you come on time on camera or you become present every day. But she said consistency in having good wishes, consistency in being sweet, consistency in being humble. And so that has been my practice since few days, actually. And so today it was just very easy to have those pure feelings for everyone I saw and I met. So yeah, really took a lot of benefit from practicing this homework. It's one of the things where I see, Didi says she saw Brahma Baba, she saw Brahma Baba. And I feel I see Didi. I see Didi when she's meeting people. I see Didi when she's talking on the phone. And I see that her bhavna is so pure. And I feel that's the vibration I want in myself. I want to be like her, in this aspect. I feel she is Master Ocean of knowledge, but she's also Master Ocean of love. And I am actually taking a lot of benefit in just being in presence of her. Yeah.
Even I got this fortune to see Didi. I would like to share this, that in one moment Didi is in birthday, in second moment Didi someone left, so Didi have to give talk there. Third moment she is in some administrative task. Fourth moment she is with us on a dining table. So it's like, and it's not long time, it's hardly 1 hour 2 hour part, and how she's transitioning from one to another with everyone attending with 100%. It's amazing. I would say that brothers have a restriction, but I would say, Bhumi Didi, you can hug on behalf of all of our Brahmin family to Didi and say thank you so much for everything that you do for us. So, and finally, would you like to read tomorrow's homework?
Sure, yes. Yeah. Zeal and enthusiasm, the flying stage. Always look at the specialities of everyone. Servers should never look at the weaknesses of others. If you look at the weaknesses of others, you yourself will also become weak. Therefore, always look at the specialities of everyone. Imbibe the speciality. Only speak of the speciality. This is the special way to have the flying stage of a server. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, everyone. So today was a Global Bhatti Day, and I'm sure everyone had a good time today following the schedule. And yes, we'll continue our Bhatti until 9 p.m. today after the Avyakti Parivar series as well. And also, as Didi mentioned again, that our Chandra Didi, we would like to also bring her in our thoughts during the meditation. sending a lot of good wishes. And of course, we are as a family, we are for each other. So request everyone, if you have time, please stay back until 9 p.m. for meditation. And we will do our meditation video after. So now let's start our Avakti journey. Welcome to Avakti journey, Avakti Parivar Chit Chat, sweet conversations that overflow with insights and inspirations. So today we have live brother Eric with us. So yes, we missed you for last 3 weeks, and many Baba's children messaged me, where is our brother Eric? So here we have brother Eric with us. Welcome.
TK. Om Shanti everyone, and loving greetings from the heart. So happy to be back in Aditya Parivar. Yes, it's been a few weeks. Thank you for having me live in this incredible studio. I think everyone should see the behind the scenes. We're very happy to be privileged and to see what's happening. If you have never seen an orchestra conductor going all over the place and doing so many things, she's like playing an organ. You know, in the church, they play with their feet, with their two hands. I think Bhumi looks like that just before we start having chit chat. I missed you too. It's been many weeks I've been traveling and enjoying other parts of the world. So happy to be with you, Mohini Didi, and having this little chit chat again. So lovely. And I know we are connecting a bit of golden age, good wishes, a bit of everything. So also very happy. Many are not seeing that behind the scenes, we have a little Sneh Milan of Canadians. And so all my friends are here. And as a coincidence, there were 2 questions in my list of questions that I'm receiving. And 2 questions have been actually asked by 2 souls who are here in the room right now. Mm-hmm. So I thought this would be the best moment to take those questions up with you. And they're connecting in a way, because one thing I realize is that soon subtle regions will close. Mm-hmm. And Baba said when he comes, one of the first thing he does is to open subtle region. But maybe when we go to Golden Age, subtle regions will be closed. You'll be not going to Afabog to Baba for 4,900 and some years. Will you be missing it? That would be a long break from subtle regions for you.
But we all, Om Shanti, we all know that before returning to home, we will pass through Saraswati.
Before it closes.
Yeah, so that we should remember more, that I will be in subtle regions, then I go home, then I come to Golden Age. I think that at Confluence Stage, there is a need for subtle regions, right? But when we become angels and then become deities, I think that we won't need it, because whatever is in the,
That's not from subtle region sound, right? It's from computer sound. It's next to subtle region.
Because when we are angels, then becoming deities, our experience in subtle regions will be part of our life. Incorporeal stage, angelic stage, deity costume or deity stage, everything will be in my life. It will be my experience. So I don't think I will miss subtle regions. But as far as offering bhog, I think that we are deities there. And when the food comes in front of us, 36 variety, just imagine. 36 variety is not lot, right? If you have 8 types of nuts, You have 8 types of fruits. Then you have 8 types of, different sweet and salty snacks. And then 1 or 2 type of fresh food, right? So table has 36 variety of food. And there is such a deep feeling of gratitude to, we can say, nature. Even God is not visible there, or we not, but internally that qualities of God are in me. When those qualities are there, and I'm connected with the nature, looking at all that food, a very subtle way of gratitude, like offering. I'm not offering to Baba, but I am offering in the sense of feelings of gratitude. So bhog is not offered, but there is always this whole feeling of that, yes, I got it from nature, so I'm very, very thankful. I think that we have in Patha Bhakti, in all religions, this tradition of grace the food. And that's a kind of offering, right, which is there. And that will be in Golden Age also.
I'm glad to see that you already started to make the menu for Golden Age. So we can get advanced, idea of what will be the menu in Golden Age. One question that we have is that often, and I know lately you mentioned before you offered Borg, and you will be offering Borg again tomorrow, you get so many calls now from everyone asking you to, offer Borg and think of this one who left the body, this one has an accident, this one has a foot problem, this one has a headache, this one has a little, his grandmother is doing something funny. So you must have a long list when you go to such a region. How do you sort it out with Baba? Do you have a priority list saying there's 3 accidents, 2 deaths, 1 grandmother is asking for? How do you manage all these requests? He doesn't have access to Google Drive or something like that. Do you present him literally all the requests, or you trust him to read your mind and say, sort it out?
One beautiful thing in subtle region is that everything just emerges. You don't have to remember. And so I'm able to give love remembrances. And I don't give in detail, Baba, this soul's uncle, this soul's auntie, I just say, Baba, they sent love remembrances. And I think that Baba knows the reason. And one day it was very interesting when Baba said in Madhuban, I was offering Bhog. It was a big family, came from somewhere. And the way that soul had left body, Baba says, you always think of the physical, like how it was done, how that soul left body was not well. But what that soul is experiencing, because that soul has pulled to leave, and there is a very completely different experience of the soul. But you all keep all the details and then cause sorrow to your own self. That way soul left body like this. But the soul who left body, because it's the end, and new is pulling that soul, a lot of new start emerging in the soul. So I think that these physical details really doesn't matter, and Baba just looks at the soul. And surprisingly, some souls, they just have completely recovered. A lot of amazing things happen, and offering Bhog is like that soul, Baba is emerging that soul. So at least I have a lot of bhavana also in offering Bhog. So it is done very naturally, I don't have to remember, but definitely I do remember the list. And everyone, those who make a request, it goes in the list, and before I go, they just show me the list. These are the souls offering. So just say love remembrances to Baba on behalf of them.
So the real question was also if you can help us at the centers, and it may be too long to explain all the details, but what is the correct language to use when sometimes souls come to us in a center and they say, oh, my dad passed away. Can you offer book to my dad in a certain region? And so well, we may not offer book to him, but for him, or we will be remembering him when we offer book to Baba. What is the correct language and formula that we should be using? And is it different if we want to bring some soul who left the body, who is a Brahmin or not a Brahmin? Because sometimes we say, well, this sister has lost her uncle, and so we'll be offering Bog and think of him. But we don't even know the sister, and even less the uncle. So what do we do in a subtle region? If, is it relevant to mention it in class when we don't really know the person, or if it's a Brahmin, or if it's a close relative from a Brahmin? How would you suggest we use the correct language in all this?
I think it depends. There are certain souls who are like in close contact, may not be regular students. So it's just our good wishes, our sympathy, whatever is required. And it depends, like if you want to mention in whole class or not. And I think that when you are offering Bhog, you're just thinking of the souls, right? Not uncle of so-and-so. And any child of Baba, any soul wants to send greeting, love to Baba, and they feel we are close to God, maybe we can help in that way. So I think it depends on if it's necessary or not. So my feeling is that, okay, they are souls, they are Baba's children. They don't recognize maybe Baba, but all are children of God. And if they are making any offering, then so I give Baba love remembrances too.
But we always offer book to Baba, right?
Oh yeah.
We don't offer book to any departed spirit.
No, we don't, because what we do, we offer to Baba, and Baba will have to feed that soul. Baba has to.
Big seniors, like the daddies. We still offer to Baba, not to the daddies.
We don't directly offer to daddies. We offer to Baba, and Baba then feeds Dadi. In subtle regions, many times I share, sometimes I don't share, that Baba says to Dadi Prakashmani, today Bhog is for you and will feed. So Baba has to feed, not I am feeding.
So we cook for Baba, we offer to Baba, but we know that he will be in between and she may get something.
No, between Baba. So Baba emerges them and give love remembrances, our love remembrances. And in love, they have brought Brahma Bhojan for you. So,
but if your sister at the center lost, let's say, her brother or her father, do you find it's useful in class to mention it before offering Bhog, that will be having special thoughts for the sister's husband or the sister's father who passed away? Is it good to mention it? Or?
Yeah, because I think it will comfort that sister, and she will feel that we care for her, and the whole family is sending good wishes. So, yeah, we do mention, yeah.
A connecting question to that was someone asked, do we have a way to know that when we have good wishes for souls, they got it? Because they don't reply, right? They don't send you an email, thank you, I got your good wishes. So how do you know someone received? How do we know it worked, our good wishes? Is there any way you get confirmation sometimes from?
So when some people get sunlight, they are in the sun, right? So sun, yeah. So do sun needs to know that whether sunlight worked or not. Rays are rays of light, rays of mind. I don't need to know whether they received or there is any response or not. I just have to give it, So, and I have feeling that it definitely reaches. But there are certain souls, they have a lot of resistance also towards positive energy. Like they feel it, but they don't want it. But that's okay, you know. We have done it, and you know, it's important for us to continue all the time to share good wishes with everyone, whether it reach or not.
Question, which is very different topic, but interesting as well, is some souls, I think they have such good yoga with Baba, you know, they go with Baba and they start hearing Baba talking to them. And the wonder is Baba speaks so many languages. I'm always surprised that they can catch Baba in Chinese or in Japanese or in French, because French is very popular, I think, with Baba. And then after, when they finish their deep meditation, they sometimes tells us, you know, Baba told me, Eric, you should go there and do something, or you should not eat this, or Baba told me what I have to do. I'm exaggerating a little bit and making it funny, but some Brahmins, and actually serious Brahmins, really feel Baba is talking to them. And how would you advise us to talk to these souls, to gently tell them that maybe either Baba doesn't speak French, they must have heard somebody else, or that it's not a correct way to use, you know, the connection with Baba? How would you react to someone who says, Baba told me this?
No, I think we don't need to react. You know, you say, well, very good, thank you. But you have to think, you know, what is right and what way to do it. I was mentioning in the class that this morning in Hindi class, one brother told me something and he said, Baba told me this. So I said, thank you. It's a good compliment. And, but yeah, so I think that some souls in Baba's remembrance get some elevated thoughts, but it shouldn't be really personal message, you know. I remember that when first time I stayed at center just for 2 days, because I used to be little bit like, I'm not going to stay, but I used to go. So one of the trans messenger, she's told me, first day, Baba said you have to have whole night bhatti. So I said, well, I don't think I will do whole night bhatti, and I will sleep. And if you want, you can tell Baba. But I'm not going to do whole night because I'm just new, plus I don't just necessarily believe in whole night bhatti. So then I was little bit turned off too. So next morning I said, well, I'm going back home now. They said, but you were supposed to stay 2 days. I said, I can't follow all these messages. So when I'm ready, I will come back. So sometimes certain things doesn't sound sensible. That why will, I thought it's like punishment, right? You have to do all night bhatti. And I have just come first time to stay at center. So I think that, I don't know, sometimes certain trans messengers also give certain directions. And even with Brahma Baba, a lot of messages used to come for Brahma Baba. But Brahma Baba sensibly, wisely will act upon them. It's not he did everything. Yeah.
How to explain to the soul, let's say it's a regular teacher, and it's not that, okay, she would tell you, okay, Baba told me to tell me this, but let's say she says, I'm giving this because Baba told me this, or I'm making this decision because I feel Baba told me that. And sometimes it can have consequences for the family or the center. And particularly if she says, well, I'm opening a center because Baba told me to do so. And how do we explain to these souls that maybe there's another way of communication?
Say, we love you, we have respect for you, and whatever your feelings are, but let's look at the guidelines. And if it's accurate for you to start class or something, whether it is your house or your qualifications, we definitely would want you to do that, you know. So in a very loving, respectful way, bring that to guidelines, you know. Like today someone shared a situation which I sympathize and I would want to help. But I realize I won't help directly. I have to go to the core team ask them how, what, doesn't matter. If I have to do financially, I will, if they all agree to, but I'm not going to decide on own, because that's not how it will, the future will be. So we have guidelines for everything and we look at it, but don't kind of give feeling that you don't want to help, you don't understand, you're not respecting. No, love, respect, and let's see what is best according to guideline, and we will do accordingly. That's how I would do.
We have 1 minute left before I hear a cut from the director and the orchestra. So a little question from today's Murli. I was curious to hear you on that. And in the Murli, it says that the soul without the body cannot learn sorrow. And it was mentioned twice that, you experience sorrow when you're in your body, but if you don't have a body, you don't experience sorrow. I felt almost happy about it, thinking that, oh, so when I go to Dharmaraj Puri, then I can't feel pain because I won't have my body anymore. And I'm sure it doesn't work that way, but I was hoping that maybe if I don't have doesn't take another body, so at the end, and sometimes wandering spirits, who are, can they feel something, and will I feel something when I leave the body?
So one is the physical experience, another is emotional or connected with the mind. So when you are in front of the Dharmaraj, you still have a subtle costume or the soul in transition. And so until like soul really gets set, total complete settlement is there, that shadow of that body, so all these wandering souls, whatever their experience is, but when they really enter in the souls or bodies of the souls who have some karmic accounts, and they torture them or give some gift to them, give healing power to them. So I think until last moment, because that subtle body is still there with the soul, and that goes through the experiences. Now you will have many more questions about what that subtle body is.
That's a good topic, because we have to be prepared. I think so. I want to be rightly prepared when I meet Dharmaraj. So I'll have my subtle body, but I will ask Dharmaraj, subtle pain, please. Not just real subtle pain.
Punishment is also not physical. It's not his holding any stick or anything to beat us, right? It's also a soul looking at and have some regret or some kind of, that I could have done better. So it's not really physical punishment. That we do it before we leave the body, right?
Thank you. I know it was a bit of a garam masala questions.
How do you keep your zeal and enthusiasm?
How do I keep my zeal and enthusiasm? Well, through love. I think that if my love for Baba is there, it increases. Whatever Baba loves, I feel enthusiastic about loving it more. So I use love as generator. It's always a very good one to. If there's no love, there cannot be real zeal and enthusiasm. It becomes a bit flat. So yeah.
It's true, because when you love someone and you have to prepare dinner, you like to make so many things, right?
Then you cook 36 varieties of food.
You know why I said it? Because we do regularly. And I just gave program about 6666 and 36. So it's not all cooked food, 36. So it's very interesting. Plus, I always remember that in Delhi, our neighbors used to call me for breakfast, and they were kind of rich people. So I will go in the morning at 9 to be with them. And there were a lot of things I could eat, like fruit and nuts and things like that, and not main meal. So that's how I remember 36 variety on the table. Plus, when we do it, then we give people 6 items to eat, and rest we give them in a bag to take, share with the family, or keep eating little by little.
Do you have any story from your last trip? Like Nepal.
I'm the one I just finished. Visited the centers in Barcelona, and it's very, very inspiring. They're very, very sweet, and they're two different centers with kind of an inner space set up on the main floor. And they have a new one that was just open just before COVID, a week before COVID. So it's been very, filled with vibration, but no one could come when the center opened. So now they're opening, and they had the first program with big group who came, and it was very lovely to practice my Spanish in Spain and enjoy the speciality of the families. And one center has been there for 40 years, and the other one is new. So there was this kind of, interesting energy from the foundation and the baby. And both are very lovely centers with good access on the street. And yeah, Barcelona, if anyone goes there, it's a beautiful city to visit, and really enjoyed the trip there. But I was in a big conference, who's looking at the issues of what is our responsibility as a media. And, it really calls upon our purpose when you feel that your profession and your spiritual journey are really about serving. And I felt very honored that many people in the world don't recognize that some people in media really want to serve. And I found that this was getting more and more the language of what they call public services. And it's almost public service. And we saw how in many documentaries, the intention of the media people is just to serve. So there was a lot of, I think, gratitude for the work of people on the ground now in Ukraine, in Russia, in different parts of the world. And we see how they just want to serve the world, to show something is possible. So I felt very, very inspired by the conference. And then, yes, when they ask me why I'm so dark now, I always say I love God, and He's the Son of Knowledge. So I spend a lot of time in front of the Son of Knowledge, and I get so tan. But yes, they have beautiful beaches in Barcelona. So it's very lovely. It's okay, Sister Mohini, have your blessing? It's okay to go swimming?
No, I'm recollecting my visit to centers there. Well, third one they must have acquired, but one floor, second floor, they keep
Right.
getting another floor. So when you are sharing, I was there and on the main road with all the traffic, and but still they are doing very, very well as a team, and also, very good family, lot of love. I thought you will
We'll be
also
back.
mention they cook very good food, right?
I don't know about 36 varieties, but they cook very well. Toronto is cooking 36 varieties when we go to Toronto. So
Okay.
thank you. Nice to be with everyone again. And I'll be back now. I'm staying here.
Yes.
Om Shanti. Good night, everyone. Om Shanti. Good night.
Om Shanti. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams.